Hit it, Logan.
It's After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
Your weekly download of their extracurricular activities. Powered by Adult Source. Goodies for grown-ups. 100% Canadian owned. Enjoy.
This week on After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
I'm like doing an Obama aging term where I just look 80 and I'm 24 in 1 year. Like, everyone knows you gotta grease it or else it won't fit.
It's like, you're like, I smell like farts.
Link in bio. If you guys want to learn how to be a Civil War soldier, follow me for more tips.
Hooman Hodaie. Wow, welcome. Hooman, I'm so happy that you are on our podcast.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We know you obviously from going to Element Café religiously since we have moved
I appreciate
here.
that. Yes.
It's true, man.
But Element Cafe on 17th is only
Yes.
one of your many business ventures that you have adopted and advancing. Because you're like a young man. Like, I think you're younger than us. Are you?
You
not?
are younger than us.
Am I younger than you?
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm 29.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 29.
I'm also 29.
Okay, we're same age.
We're
wow.
on the same page.
You're way
turning-
more accomplished than I
True,
am.
not true. Hey,
Also,
no.
Hooman, she's about to turn 30, okay?
No, 29. We're 29.
We're 29.
We're 29.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Right, well, Hooman also, we knew him for like 6 months and didn't say a word to him. We would just go in there and get coffee.
This
Yeah.
nice gentleman.
And then
working-
eventually we started talking because we didn't get fired.
Well, yeah, I was
so-
just like, these guys are nice. They come through. I don't know what you guys did. I don't know where you guys were from, but we ended up chatting, and you guys were very supportive. Continue to be, and here we
Yeah.
are.
Well, we love going there because not only the closeness and the convenience, but you guys are doing stuff in your cafe that I don't think other people are doing. You have these crazy recipes. You do drink flights. You have gatherings that happen in your
Well, it
little
looks like
space.
even book clubs possibly. But before we get into Hooman's life story, everything,
Okay.
we got a couple bing bongs.
Oh yes. What are the bing? Oh, that's what they're called. Bing
Yeah,
bong.
it's from
okay.
the Annex Ale Project. It's the Bing Bong Cherry Sour. I got this one, Hooman, because I thought you'd appreciate the silly name.
You were absolutely correct to assume as such, my friend.
Yeah.
This looks.
I like the can. Very cute.
Unreal.
Made right
marketing.
here in Calgary. Couple Bing Bongs.
Just a couple bing bong guys.
Ooh, it's like sour. I like that though.
Oh, Annex Ale. Can't go wrong.
Are you a big beer drinker?
Not really, but
Yeah,
I have
what do
friends
you
who are
like?
really big beer drinkers, and they just toss me stuff, and I trust them, and it works out.
What do you drink mostly?
Oh, dude, Diet Coke.
Hey, so do I.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Diet Coke, Sprite.
I love Sprite.
Dude, Sprite's my
Sprite's
never
zero.
7-Up. That's the one where
7
like
Up,
I'll
like,
put my
dude.
hand on the waitress's chest, like please stop. Well, waiter's chest, you know what I mean?
I also won't like
Either
take a
way.
7-Up.
I'm not drinking it. Yeah, bring it back.
He's a Coca-Cola man.
So
Okay.
you're not a
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
You don't have
yeah.
like a. You're not a big
I'm a
cocktail
company
guy.
man. I'm a company man. Get that Pepsi out of my face. yeah.
And so no hard alcohols, nothing.
No,
like
that's
that?
not true. I love tequila. It's the Persian of me.
Oh my God.
But I mean, I'll drink wine too. I really like wine. So Braden, my business partner and one of my best friends, he's like now all into wine and he's getting into his sommelier stuff. And
That
Nice.
does not
He's-
surprise me.
Right.
He's a bougie bitch.
He's
like all
so bougie. I love it. He cheese, wine, Braden. What am I getting? He'll just text you a whole list, and
Oh my
so
God.
this is where I don't know much, but I'm consuming it consistently.
Well, I
So-
would think you do know a lot though, because you make a lot of cafe cocktails. I want to call them. What would the word be?
Well, and again, this goes right back to Braden. That's his beautiful mind. All the drinks at Element Cafe every month, he's designing those and he's coming out with those ideas. And if you've had one, and if you haven't, come down 17th Ave. But if you have had one, they're very unique. Obviously, this month we're doing like a 90s throwback theme, which just ended.
What?
Yesterday actually, and so now we're getting the new month's drinks going and a lot of really really fun stuff. CTC's back. I know we got fans in the house of the Cinnamon Toast
Shit.
Crunch, so. Yeah, it should be really exciting. Really fun drinks. Yeah, that's been our thing. Fun drinks and flights is kind of our thing. Yeah.
You get it. Like I remember one time I was in there and I saw like a content creator in there filming.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, if the content creators are coming here to get that content.
That
you're
was
making
kind of our
something-
step one. Yeah,
you're
that was
making
free
something
marketing
beautiful.
for us.
Yeah.
yeah, those latte flights come out,
Yeah.
and then boom, all of a sudden all over social media.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll get one black coffee, please.
It
And you
blew
go,
up
"You
pretty
don't wanna try
quick.
it?"
It blew up pretty quick. It was kind of wild.
Before we get into more of like Element, because I know that's kind of been a massive business venture for you
Yeah,
guys. Where did the idea come from of even to start a coffee shop? Because a lot of people in their 20s are like, just trying to pay off that damn credit card, me and Ty. You know what I
still
mean?
trying.
Like,
Yeah,
you
tell
know,
me
you're
about
not
it.
really sure what you're doing. You're kind of like starting maybe out of university doing something, but you guys are like business venture. Let's lease a space.
Yeah.
Let's do something cool. I think that you have done what a lot of people are so scared to do their whole life. So
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I don't think I have, or, I know Braden would agree because we started together. And Element was our first venture, and it was a cafe. You're totally right about that. I think what it comes down to is, ultimately, and it's funny, I really want to sit here and talk about, you hear about restaurants that are chef-driven. We're not a barista-driven cafe. We're a vibe-driven cafe, meaning, and as cheesy as that kind of sounds, it's our purpose was to create a space where people could come hang out and enjoy that space in a very unique way. And we were 22 at the time.
Wow.
And so they were laughing us out of these banks, and I'm not making that up. Like literally, they were laughing us out. Like not even milking it. Like they literally told us, like, you should go back to school, and it wasn't like, ha. It was like, no, seriously, you should go study some more and learn some more things, and then like come
Fucking
back or whatever.
ageist,
So what did you do?
Whatever. I mean, we were kind of misinformed, so we just stay up till like 4 a.m. Anytime they told us we didn't know something, we'd go hang out at anywhere open until 4 a.m, and we just, kind of get lost in the time. And that getting lost in the time actually kind of ironically showed us that we did love doing it, because we weren't getting paid. We were just skipping school, sorry, Mom, but to get the work done. And ultimately, they were like, listen, if you promise to stop coming by, we can maybe consider you for a very aggressive percentage loan for maybe like this much. And we were like, we can't do. Originally, we wanted to do a restaurant, obviously, just pretty simple menu idea and whatever. And we were like, this isn't gonna do an oven. What are we talking about? So it was crazy. It was like, you couldn't get like a used Civic. I was like, what do you mean? This is insane. Like, so we were. It was insane. It was such an insultingly no to get us out, right? And we took that loan and we went and we leveraged it, and we got support from some family members, a little bit here, a little bit there, lots of it there. And I think that goes a long way. I think people don't talk about it enough. Ultimately in business, if you don't get lucky here and there, it's not going to work out. And I think a lot of those people were super aware they were taking it wasn't a great business decision. It was Hooman will not stop talking about this. Braden will not stop talking about this. They're like 23 now, and like, you know what I mean? That whole thing. And we're like, no, honestly, I swear, we're onto something. And I'm not even sure if we were, but we really believed it. And once kind of push came to shove, and we're like, oh, we actually are doing this. Pretty much as soon as that happened, it was like November of 2019. And we're like, we're ready to go. Like, we have a place. Like, we got at a great deal. We love the location. We think the future is going to come here, which fast forward now with the Vesta project across from us. But we knew there was going to be expansion in that area 5 years ago. And 6 years ago, and we came in and we finished all our renos, and we got asbestos warning. So November 2019, they're like, pretty much the most expensive thing that could happen. It's like it's like somebody getting polio. It's like ancient. Like, they're like, you can't even find someone to come in who does
asbestos.
Yeah, it's one dude who's like great grandpa taught him, and now he's the one business in Calgary.
Spare time, he's fixing grandfather clocks.
It's straight up $25,000, like, just to come and do this. We haven't even opened. I'm like, I'm like doing an Obama aging term where I just look 80 and I'm 24 in 1 year. Like, it's so stressful. And we finally, it's like January 2020, and we're like, my birthday's on March 5th. We're doing this. Let's run it. We're opening. And honestly, somebody could like pull this up, but February 28th, I'm pretty sure they were like, by the way, stop doing things. We're going to keep you all updated, but there's this COVID thing going around. We don't know what's happening.
Oh, my God.
We were like, and I remember, honestly, then this is kind of where, we went crazy. We laughed so hard. Like, we just couldn't stop it. Like, we just started, like, belly laughing, like, when we shared the news with you. Because it's like a meteor hitting Earth. Like, what else could really happen?
So,
Kicked
how
when
did
you're
you...
down, yeah.
You started the business right before COVID hit.
We didn't. We decided not to open. So we were ready to open, and
They
we're
had
like,
everything,
okay.
probably all the red tape. You did this asbestos.
So
It was ready to go. We could turnkey, yeah.
You're just paying 17th Ave rent
Bro.
throughout COVID?
Oh, dude. Not only am I doing that, I'm dropping heavy stacks on Uber Eats. Like, it is not going well. Like, I mean, what is that? Like, here's the thing, too. Like, I want to pretend we were sitting at home, like, perseverance, entrepreneurship. Like we're gonna come through and lead the next new world. No, dude, I was playing Call of Duty like everyone else, and I was having Uber Eats, and I was like, we have a sick cafe on 17th Ave. Let's go hang out once. And we just go in because it's just private property, so we just go in for like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
renting it.
whatever, dude. Like in my heart, it was over. Right? Like it's obviously over because, like you said, 17th Ave rent out the door. Renovations, dude. Are you kidding me? Also, if you're a contractor, go after 22-year-olds. They don't even know anything. It's awesome. Like that's my business advice. Like it's crazy because there's no bidding. You don't, dude. When you're 22, how am I supposed to be like? I'm gonna make these grown men like bid to do my drywall. The guy comes, he's like, it's this very expensive price. You're like, sounds good, man. I'll see you Tuesday. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting my carpets done. I know the feeling.
I share the ignorance because it's important. Because people look and they're like, man, like. How'd you do it?
How'd you
know?
do it?
What do you mean? Like,
So when
Look at that
did it
finance
officially
pro
open? Like,
riz, yeah.
It ended up so June, and I'll never forget these dates now because I've said them in my head so many times. But June 26th, they said, "Hey, good news! Like you can open July 5th and onwards, something like that." It was like next week you can open. And my mom's birthday's on the 11th, so we said, okay, send it for the 11th. We'll do July 11th.
and that was like after a year, right? Of like,
Now we're messing around because in November we were ready and asbestos was found, so we had to tear stuff up.
Ugh.
And then we're ready again in March after asbestos, closed again. Now we're July. And by the way, as you guys remember, it wasn't like a bustling business
you had to have
environment.
you had to have the passports and everything.
Dude, it was in hindsight, it was kind of crazy. Like it was pretty nuts what we were doing, and it was like, I don't even think it was over the top. It was just nobody knew what was gonna happen next, and they kind of were like, we need to open these businesses, right? But what happened was, and we knew, like I said, like we went in being like, okay, you know what, we tried. You know, let's run this for like 6 months, make a couple. We bought the machine, like the milk is here. You know what I mean? Make a few cappuccinos, meet a time, meet a Mariah, get out of here. You know, we'll lock it up. Well, dude, give it to the next guy. I don't know. Who cares, really? Like, it was so like this defeated, but also like I do commend us. We were having fun the whole time, and we didn't get too down on ourselves. And yeah,
The coffee was sourced. You were like, let's just see what
Oh,
happens.
dude, the coffee. Oh, dude,
Bro.
the coffee beans are just sitting there, and we've ordered like what a coffee shop would sell. And
Projected, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll share. We were doing average $62 a day, July, August, September, October.
A day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, $62. $62 is like I'll tell you, it's like a chicken sausage roll, like 4 muffins, and like 10 coffees.
Oh.
Yeah. And we were like sick. Like anytime somebody would come, and it was funny because we were so excited to see people come in the door.
Yeah.
That we were giving. It wasn't even. People called it really good customer service, which we were humbled by. But it was loneliness. We're like, hey, what's Tim? How's it been, dude? Did you get the roof done? And they'd be like, how does this guy remember that I was getting my roof done? That's this kid remembers every customer's. You're my 4th customer, Tim, in the last 2.5 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about, man. And I do the first 8 hours, and Braden will do the second 8 hours because staff is a fantasy world.
Yeah,
like,
and
we
you're
can't
not-
even pay
you're not-
rent.
you're not
Like
paying
I'm just
yourselves,
blowing the
yeah.
And by the way, normal people should probably back out. Like back out if you have cash flow and you want to whatever. Like
Yeah.
we were like, we'll blow it. Like who cares? We're so deep in the hole. We're like an extra $60K. Like whatever. Run it for 5 months. Whatever. Run it, dude. I'm gonna have to give everything for the rest of my life. It's fine.
So wait,
Run it,
so
bro.
then when does it start to pick up here? 'Cause
Okay,
is
so
it-
this
you're
is
like,
what-
this radio host moves to town. He buys a coffee every day. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
This awesome guy comes by and
He
he's
gets a
like, I'm
black
from
coffee
BC.
every
Yeah.
single
Yeah. No, so that was it. The customer service, for sure, because people were like telling their friends now and whatever. And that 62 didn't. And I think a lot of people go, "Oh, the 62 became like 190. It's over." No, what? That's a huge jump. Let's go. Like,
You're
if we doubled our profits today, like we'd have to fly somewhere for a month. Like, that's amazing.
I was
Like,
just gonna say you're doubling when you're doubling your
overnight.
numbers. That's
Overnight.
insane.
But that was happening every 3 days. So we hit 169, and then eventually we're at like 800 a day, and we're like, sick. This is enough. This will do. We're not going to expand. We're not going to do new locations. I'm paying debts for the rest of my life, but this is enough. This is enough. We can do this. And I think the bottom line was that it just kept getting busier and busier. And then eventually we were like, I hate the fact that I'm getting these. And I mean, whatever. But I hated where we were getting our muffins from, and like stuff like that. Because it was cheap and we had to at the time. And people were commenting on it, and we were like, I know, but like, bear with me.
Costs, yeah.
Yeah, dude. And so we were like, what if we get someone to bake it for us at like one of these rental kitchens? And rental kitchens was something that blew up during COVID, and something I studied a lot because I was bored was the ghost kitchen boom of COVID.
That
That's
was
the
so
ghost
strange,
kitchens
yeah.
then,
I'm
right? Yes.
So
Okay.
against them. Yeah. I have such a big problem against them. But it's that was cool because I was like, oh, okay, well, there's rental kitchen concepts now out there that people have invested in. So we were like, we'll just rent a kitchen for like 6 hours a day. But we were doing it for 6 hours, and then we were baking for like a month.
Wow.
So the way they time you is you tag in. And they're gonna change this like tomorrow. But like the way they do it is you tag in, and and you go, and now your timer's started on that 6 hours you pay for. So I'd be helping baking. We'd have bakers, and we'd say, yo, we're gonna tag in, go cookie dough, whatever, in the oven, tag out. Sit in your car, hang out, whatever. Like we would hang out in our
save
cars.
those baking minutes.
Bro.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to sit here for 45 minutes. No, we're going to sit outside, and then we had an extra 45 minutes to do what we needed with. And we gamified everything. Like that's still what I'm good at and what we do with our business expansions is we gamify it to like kind of make it make sense because it's pretty intense sometimes. But that worked really well for us. So then we had our own food coming in, and now that brings revenue right up because it doesn't bring profit up too much, but revenue goes up. So you just feel a little more excited, and more people are coming in, more people are getting coffees. And then we opened a little bakery location, which we've now actually expanded to a bigger bakery location, different name, new business. Now we're like, what happened? We haven't made any money.
You can say the bakery also.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
Yeah. We haven't made $1, but we're like, we open Eclipse Bakery. Like our team opens Eclipse Bakery. Yeah. Our team opens that with, of course, like a fantastic team over there. And we bring them in. We're all business partners. We work closely with each other, and that's just running on its own now. So when the Eclipse is running on its own, managed perfectly, we're like, okay, so that's kind of how you own two businesses. Like it's not the craziest thing in the world, and they're kind of different. And now every time we had an idea, we just kind of incorporated the business, and a lot of it failed and a lot of it succeeded, and some of them we sold off, and all these profits we're just using to grow Element as much as we can. And then fast forward to today, where 2025 is kind of we're calling it like our reward year in terms of like all the effort over the last 5 years. This year's, it's not even in money, it's because every dollar we get we reinvest, but you get to see multiple Element locations. You get to see a way bigger state-of-the-art Eclipse location out west. We're launching a real estate program. It's like really, really cool things.
You want to know how I know it's picking up?
Yeah.
I've been meeting new staff.
Yes, of course.
We have to take a break. We'll be right back with more of Hooman Hodaie of Hodaie Enterprises.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty is brought to you by Adult Source, goodies for grown-ups.
Yeah, you can go to any of the locations that they have in Calgary, online, of course, as well. And they're more than wall-to-wall video. They're making sure to hook you up with lingerie, smoke accessories, and
420's coming up.
yeah, goodies for grown-ups.
Back with Hooman Hodaie. Man, you just educated us on the trials and tribulations of the whole Element Café startup. What an incredible story. Like, it's just crazy to think because, when we started here, we would just be like, well, we want to go get a coffee because we were new to Calgary. Well, what's the closest cafe? Element Café. Have we been to other cafes? Yes, we have. But Element's the one we would keep coming back to.
Well, if I can just compliment you for a second on what we just talked about, Hooman, to hear you talk about these failures that you had and to have not, I know it sounds so cheesy, but to not have taken your foot off the gas in a time where it mattered the most. Do you know how many people that are maybe in tough times right now are going to be listening to this and think, okay, I just got to push through. You never know what opportunities are going to be opened up. I feel like I'm on an episode of fucking Dragon's Den, honestly. I'm like,
you guys are crush on
I have
that.
no investment money, but I'm here to talk.
Give yourself 10 years, bro. You'll be sitting on that panel. Honestly, I think that's really incredible for a young man, two young men under the age of 30 to do what you have done and see a vision just beyond this cafe because let alone, I know what those espresso machines cost. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. You should just be so proud of yourself to have these different avenues that you've pursued. But I guess now that we've fast forwarded, we got kind of the backstory on how you got into the game and how you did all those challenges. Like,
Man, they had their dishwasher go a couple of weeks ago, and I
Oh,
remember
Ty was really, honestly, huge emotional support there.
I was walking there.
Honestly, like, I wanted to cry the day you walked in.
anything
You know
like
what I
that
mean?
is expensive.
It sucks because there's 2 companies. And by the way, we're Calgary, love it, whatever. Any city. There's like 2 companies that do it. It's the same 2 companies across the nation, by the way. But like, it's the same. And it's like, fine, I get it. Like, you've been kind of balling out at fixing things since like 1936 or whatever. But like, dude, cut me a break. You know what I mean? What are we talking about?
When you're running that cafe and the
So
dishwasher
expensive.
goes, are you just washing by hand after that?
Well, first and foremost, I'm crying and yelling, right? That's the first thing to keep into mind. I'm screaming into a void, making sure my staff doesn't see it. Then I'm calling Braden because Braden's running Element right now day to day, and he's killing it. And then I call Daniel. So that's kind of the other piece of it is people around me who and it's because they love me obviously, but this term started coming up a lot, and as you were talking there, it just reminded me. It's like people would always be like, "Isn't your plate too full? Like, how's your plate not too full? Like, how are you adding another project? Like, is your plate? How are you doing anything? Like, blah 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 blah. Do you feel like you can't focus?" And they give you that stupid analogy with like Sam of all trades, Jack of all trades. Or whatever.
He's a Sam of all
Yeah,
trades.
that's a Sam. But actually, you know what I mean? You can do everything if you have a good team. So that's the thing. People don't see on the back end. Our team's now like 6 deep on just the board of directors side.
Ooh.
And these are people who have put in their heart, soul, and mind with very little compensation thus far to bring a dream to reality. And because they believe in the concept of legacy and most importantly, the city, we are weirdly fanatic about the city. My friends call me the tourism board because like I could just tell you, just tell me what you want to do, man. Like I got you. You know, I love this city. You know, so that's the biggest thing. Oh, dude. Every team, anything.
You're
if you're
in
a
it.
darts team, I'm there, front row.
This
Season
is
ticket
like,
holder.
I think
I'm
this is
obsessed.
the positive energy. Again, sorry for these like tacky, like hot topic words, but if you're a yes person, it seems like you just have these things gravitating towards you that are bringing you success because you're just willing to try things. You're not really afraid of failing. Like, it's awesome.
And not only not afraid. First of all, failing, whatever. Like you saw. Like, who cares? Because you fail early, right? Like, I'm not trying to write a book. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to sell. By the way, I'm not trying to sell a course, right? Like, this is kind of the biggest thing. Is like, anytime someone tells you something, you know, that inspires you, like that's good. But then go check their Instagram bio, make sure they're not selling courses, because like that's always gonna go down. That's how they're.
What about
making
Tupperware?
Little
Is that okay?
pyramid.
Listen, man, sell what you want, right? But if you're selling me a class where all you're telling me is work harder, grind faster, whatever the hell, like not into it,
grind
right? Like yeah, Grussel, right? We grind and hustle. You can't don't keep it to no. Well, in our company we say it all the time because we're about that. So sign up for my course. $455 a lesson, and you too can find out how I get rich. But I hate those guys. Sorry, but that's a whole other tangent. But ultimately, what it comes down to is I delegate, right? So you got to trust who you delegate to, and you got to make sure very serious things. Like you got to make sure as a pillar of life, they don't believe in failure. That's something that's hard to find. So everyone I talk to every single day, I'm always considering poaching them from my corporation every day. But the reason it's not happening is because I just feel like they're either in a really good position, they're doing really good in their life, they're happy, whatever, job-wise, obviously.
It's nice you think of us that way.
I was like,
You guys are kind of killing it. I'm on your show. So I don't, let me know if you got any positions, things are looking good in this economy. Let's buy gold. It's looking bad. But you got to trust the team. So I trust my team. My team's awesome. My parents are awesome. My family, my sister's awesome. So everybody, you trust these people to lean on. And so what we always say in our company is like the 2 big like phrases we bring up weekly is like the first one is like kind of a serious one, which is like, or I guess I'll go to the funny one first, but like we say micro communism, macro capitalism, meaning just go out there and do the business and then let it like Scrooge McDuck pile up. We'll figure it out. Like half these companies fall apart because they're like, no, I actually own 13.9% and you actually only. Bro, you both own nothing technically. Like, move forward, get something done, and then have a conversation. But that's tough, right? Because what if that guy screws me over? What if this person does this? Don't work with those people. What are we talking about?
yes.
None of my. I told my boys like, let's get rid of everything before we get rid of our friendship. Because people say, how do you work with friend in business? If you're friends enough with someone, I wouldn't screw either of you over. We haven't known each other our whole life or whatever. Like whatever.
You have rapport, exactly.
Yeah. So it's just trust people, and it's just be a happier life. Win or learn, and then win or learn is the more serious one. which is like you don't win or lose because what's a loss, you know? And that's not some motivational bullshit. Like it's the truth. Like losing is like not a really a tangible concept. Winning is because, you know, everything that comes with it, from non-tangibles to tangibles. But and then learning is also tangible because, you know, we go into a place. This is funny. We were looking at locations for Element Café, 11th Ave. This guy was lovely. He was a landlord, so sweet, kind of like an older guy. We're 22. We walk in and he goes, "What's your plan for the grease interceptor?" And we're like, "Bro, I'm telling you right now, if I knew what a grease interceptor was, holy shit!" I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know, we're installing it and you know, getting shit, you know, and then you gotta like everyone knows you gotta grease it or else it won't fit, you know. And this guy's like, these guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you guys are you like what's your experience and background, right? He wants to hear anything.
And you're
right?
like, "Sir, we're 22."
Barista. No, he wants to hear even like I was a barista. He wants to hear I was anything.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, I just recently removed from law school and it's like oh like then they hit you with the and it's like if you look at that as a loss, honestly devastating. I wouldn't have slept since, and that was 5 years ago. You know, you got to look at it as a lesson. We should go learn what a grease interceptor is. Lesson.
No, I see what you're
Tangible
saying,
lesson.
though.
Now I know
Like,
what it is. That's it.
These
Move on.
what could be categorized as losses really are just learning opportunities and push you to the next choice that you have to make that could provide another great outcome, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think too. But Hooman, you have motivated me more than any other thing I have watched on the internet in the last year.
I appreciate that.
She watches a lot of TikTok.
I do. Now,
Link in bio.
why don't you tell us about a few of the things that are on the horizon for you? Because you said you've pushed past kind of obviously just solidifying the first location of Element. You have your enterprise kind of brand now. What else are you branching into? We know that you have Eclipse the Bakery too, but I heard rumblings of second location, things like that. Is that something that's on the horizons?
Totally. So the most exciting news is that, you know, actually we haven't even technically publicly announced. It's you know, our regulars know we've kind of said it, but I'm the type where like the construction has to be 85% done for us to tell anybody about it, but I'll say it here. We'll just announce it.
A little exclusive?
A little exclusive.
exclusive.
Just for you guys. Whatever. We're chilling. We're vibing. You know, that drink was good. The Bing Bong. But you know, Royal Oak confirmed will be the second location of Element Café. It's where I grew up. It's where some of my best friends today and I were growing up. It's where some of my best like childhood memories is. We didn't have no big fancy YMCA back in my day, you know, just a Walmart and nothing much. No, but it was great. It's great. We're really looking forward to it. It's actually part of a bigger deal we have with Evolve Strength, which is one of the best and hottest gyms in Canada right now, I would say. And their expansion shows that. And if all goes well, we're looking at, you know, many Element locations across Western Canada, so it should be a lot of fun.
Stop it
Real
right
excited.
now.
Guys, please
Oh,
stop.
God.
Gotta
Local
keep going.
success
Guys,
story.
Don't
Starbucks
stop.
who? Like, get the fuck out of here.
No, I appreciate it. Sam gets me. Yeah.
And you've been doing drone stuff.
Yeah, drone stuff. That's fun too.
That's
Tech.
the most I
No,
got.
here's the problem with Alberta.
Hooman
Okay,
told
here's
me
the
about his
problem.
drone stuff. So.
Here's what happened. I kept telling people what I'm up to. I tell Ty everything.
It's because I don't leave. I think I get a
God.
black coffee and I hang out.
No,
because
listen.
the vibes.
So here's the thing, right? So I'd always, you know, people are like, what do you do? And I'd be like, this is what I do. And they'd be like, got to get into tech, man. You know, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I don't go to you at
That
your
coffee
job.
to
You know what I
tech
mean?
jump, you
Like,
know?
I don't come to your job and be like, got to be a surgeon, dude. Like, what? Like, just leave, just leave your comments to yourself. But they were right because there's so much money in tech. But then it's like, we're not money driven. So then I was like, what do we do? How do we get into tech? And so we didn't. And eventually, as time went on, one of my closest friends who's very smart and very into tech and understands that world, and he's actually the guy I've been going to a lot to like ask about, you know, the world of tech and where it's going and how we can get involved at the right time, but we never rushed it. And in my head, I'm like, in my 40s, we'll kind of start dabbling into, you know, we'll be late. I don't even care. You know what I mean? And this guy goes, well, you know, it's funny. You can't really have drone. He's like a shy guy. He's awesome. Mac, shout out. And he was like, yeah, you know, you can't really have drones that are heavier than a certain weight, and you can't have, you know, this and that. You know, got to put cameras on
There's
them, and
a
then
lot
they got all
of
fly
rules around
together.
drones, yeah.
So many drone rules. And he goes, yeah, but here's that drone that can do everything. And I'm like, okay, so it's the first time in my life I've been interested in tech. I'm like, okay, so because it's about farmers. Like I said, I'm big time Calgary, Alberta kid.
Okay.
So to me, like something that's like he's talking to me about revolutionizing farming here, about with the rock mapping technology and like what they have in mind, and I'm like, what do you need from me? And he's like, well, I feel like you could sell this. And I was like, well, I can't sell it. I'm not going to lie to you. I could definitely sell it. So we went out and we just trialed it out, and it went so well that we actually got involved, and we actually bought in as early as last month, and going into Q2, we're actually fully involved with that and taking leadership positions, keep everything checked internally. We're not smart enough to deal with that tech. We're just keeping the internals of their corporation tight, because it's a lot of smart people, and we specialize in keeping the vibe right in the corporate. And it's a lot of consulting we do now is we come in and we kind of fix the vibe of your office, you know what I mean? And we kind of get to the bottom of it, because it's not about pizza parties and bullshit like that. 99% of the time they're underpaid. Like we just told the boss, you know, you're underpaying them. And they go, well, we don't want to overpay them. And we go, okay, don't pay them appropriately. You know, how do we figure that out? Well, you got to bring this analyst in. Okay, well, that guy costs money. You know, man, I'm starting to pick up your vibe. You know, I feel like you're doing just fine here. Like, there's no problems. You know, you're not looking for a good vibe. You know, so but the people that have worked with us, and some of them, you know. And it's funny, you know, it's NDA, like I can't even tell you, but it's like some of them come and they're not like big, well-known corporations or anything, but they're just so like worried about like, yeah, we didn't bring in like these kids to like help us with the vibe of our office, whatever. But then it's awesome. It's going great. They love it. You know,
certainly not Pepsi.
Yeah, well, Coke all the way. You gotta. Where's my camera? Drink Coca-Cola. Where's my hook it up? You know what I mean?
That is absolutely incredible.
I appreciate you guys.
Jeez, man, I'm like, I gotta apply the think tank a little more to some new business ventures. Like,
I mean, it's as I don't have hobbies. Like, you gotta understand. So, like, this is my fun. Anytime I have a hobby, it's a business now, and it's whatever.
My question to you is, like, because I only know you from going to Element Café almost every day.
Sure.
Because I walk by it every day. How much time are you spending on business, and then how much time are you, specifically, Hooman, like, perfecting that cup of coffee?
Sure.
Because you make a good cup of coffee. I wouldn't go there if the coffee wasn't good.
I appreciate that. I would say I don't make the best cup of coffee at Element by a long shot. I think I was really passionate and I was really involved, obviously, the first 3 years. And we weren't planning on all this. Like, our ego has always been kept in check. Like, we know the value of $1. We know the value of 10 cents, honestly. And that comes from the fact that the $62 days were 4.5 years ago. Like, it's not that long ago.
yeah.
And so to us, it's like, you know, when we look at it now and if anything good happens, we think, oh, we can take it. And this speaks for the whole team, and I'm very proud to. I always show off my team because I can't actually do anything. If none of them showed up to work, none of this would be happening. So they're fantastic at being able to analyze the situation and think to themselves, like, what's step one? What's step two? Even if it's a lot of money they're looking at, like, what are we supposed to do with this? What's good for the city? What's good for the next round of entrepreneurs? Because we understand if you want to get to, you know, we've seen people do great things. And if you want to do great things, and I'm not talking about money or being rich, that's useless. We're talking about ultimate freedom of time. We're talking about doing whatever you want to do. That comes from this deep sacrifice for a relatively short period of time, but feels like forever. And we believe in that. And we might be wrong, you know, I don't know, but so far so good. And that's why, to me, now I think it's really important to be at Element a couple of days, because you don't want to forget, right? You don't want to forget what it means to have people come in. You know, when people bring their kids in, we have couples who like had their first date at Element at a date night event during COVID, and now they're coming in with their kid. And it's like that. We're at that chapter now, which is like you got to see that, and then the office part makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense to stay late, and you need people in your life supporting you. That's like not, you know, news, but it's if, you know, my girlfriend's Grace is unbelievably understanding. You know, I'll text her at 5 saying tonight. See you at 1 a.m. Like, you know, she'll be like, absolutely, I get it. Do you need this, that, and the other?
Aww.
And she doesn't have to do that, but because from like our first date, I was like, listen, this is going to be insane for a little bit. It's going to be a little crazy. I have some crazy plans, but if you bear with me, you know, Monaco, you know, but, you know, and I knew it was like best case scenario, West Edmonton Mall, but we'll take that. So we, you know, and as I pitched that to her, it was supportive, parents supportive, whatever. And you see that worry sometimes, and that's motivating, you know, my mom always believes in me, but sometimes you're talking and I tell her, now we're in drones, you know, I'll tell her that, and she'll kind of look at me like, you're in
Like easy.
sweetie.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're drones now? That's crazy. All right, that's awesome. You know, and it's
dude.
like, Mom, it's okay. Like, it's okay. We, you know, meet Tim, meet Thomas, meet
Yeah.
whatever. These are new guys we're adding to our team who, you know, are helping us grow. You know, I'm not overwhelmed, you know?
I feel like you have left a lot of people, like I said, with kind of a fresh take on how to maybe, you know, just appreciate the day-to-day grind of your startup business and
Sure.
not to stray away from that, you know where your roots stand. Last question before I know we got to play our game. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Who is responsible for this well-embedded work ethic that you clearly have as part of your personality? Because do you think it's a multiple factor thing? Is it some sort of mogul person in your life? Has it been your friends? I heard you mention your parents a lot. Like, I think a lot of people struggle with that they don't have
Could be the coffee.
the work
Yeah.
ethic. Yeah, like I not to get all sappy, but I mean,
No. I think it's a bunch of things. I think that's what it comes down to ultimately. I think, you know, I come from, you know, my parents, obviously we immigrated here when I was like 8 years old. And, you know, my parents come from this, like, you know, when you're an immigrant family that, you know, you're just supposed to get them here. And then your kids are supposed to stabilize. And then their kids can kind of dream or whatever. You know what I mean? That's kind of the setup. And it's honestly sounds even fair. Like, it's kind of a good setup to come to Canada. Like, yeah, it's a good setup. And it's all good along the way. And, I kind of picked up on this at some point and like a little too early where I could still do something about it. And I kind of was bringing it up with my parents and they were cool. They were supportive. But at the end of the day, they're like, go be a lawyer.
classic.
And then
eh?
go do all this business stuff on the side, you know, that whole thing. So I was like, all right, yeah, that's a fair point. Whatever. They got us here, all that stuff. I respect my parents and, you know, little backlash here and there. But at the end of the day, you know, you understand what they're saying. And then they, you know, within a very short time span in that period before COVID where there was a mass layoffs in Calgary, they both got laid off. And I think that was a moment where we could look around and all my friends' parents got laid off. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It wasn't this like unique secret experience. A lot of the city was there for each other. You know what I mean? In a weird way. And you saw that. There was a lot of hugs exchanged. There was a lot of moments. I saw my dad open up in ways that it was really refreshing because you could see that, oh, this guy has that like mindset. My dad taught me specifically that age is whatever. Like your youth, your drive, your ambition is in your mind. My mom showed me that if you're in a situation where you maybe don't even really love what you're doing, but it's like stable, which was her job. But then you get laid off and you start your own business, and she's thriving with Silk Touch, which is like a women's aesthetic business out in Aspen.
Ooh.
Who's doing that? Who's doing that in their 50s, right? This is remarkable to me. So when I look at myself and I'm like, boo-hoo, long day, it's like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, literally, what are we talking about? Like, the least I could do is give it everything I got because they gave me a shot to not have to be a lawyer, engineer, whatever. And now if I don't do this, it's not even about going and being a lawyer. It's about I didn't prove it to myself. And I think that's why people lose weight. That's why people get jacked. That's why people run marathons, ultra marathons. It's that motivation, right? So some days it's not there and I hang out and I play PlayStation. And some days it's there and I grind for 15 hours. You know, don't be hard on yourself. Just grind and know. And sorry, last point to that is when you have a team, you know, this is the mentality I always share with my team is you get to live multiple lives in 24 hours. You know, people say you only have 24 hours in a day, but if I live today full and my way and you do the same and you do the same, and with the slight stipulation that at the end of the day, we frankly, and this means the lows of the lows and the highs of the highs and some uncomfortable areas, we share our days with each other. You have experienced 3 days in that one day. We do this with 7 people on our board of directors across business, personal, professional. My boys could call, I don't even know what it's about. You know what I mean? His sink is clogged at home. The business is failing. The business is thriving. Something personal is happening in his family. We're ready for whatever because the team thing isn't like, okay, now I'm clocking out. You don't clock out. That's the catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I just went to the Church of Hooman, and I feel enriched.
motivated.
I feel enriched.
Please sign up, guys.
Yeah,
Link in
damn.
bio.
What did you say the price for that course was?
$4.99 a course, guys. Don't forget.
No, I'm just like John.
Use code Mariah for checkout.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a free
See
Bing
the
Bong.
code below. No, I think you're just such a well-spoken person, and obviously it transcribes in how joyful you are talking about your business. So you should be really
Yeah,
proud
it's
of
one of my
yourself.
few skills. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And now it's time for Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
We're back, and it's time for a game of Would You Rather.
Oh. Okay.
Now, Hooman, you're going to hate this. Because,
Turn off, Mom. All right. Okay. All right.
These Would You Rather questions, I have to let you know, like, they're not guest specific.
Okay.
They're never guest specific
I don't know what
at
to
all.
do with that information.
Well, I mean, sometimes they're really out there, or sometimes
This
they're.
is the
I feel like you're looking at him. You could just pick.
I'm,
like,
okay.
Sorry,
not
this
gonna-
whole segment's actually really sponsored by Adult Source. No, I'm just kidding.
No. This is a good one this week, all right?
Is it?
Mariah will
Okay.
also
I love it.
answer.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
just here for the banter, man.
All right, are you ready? Would you rather only dress as a Civil War soldier or always smell like bad perfume?
Always as the Civil War
What's
soldier?
bad? Like fart?
Would
or
you
like...
rather only dress as a Civil War soldier? So you're always dressed like a Civil War soldier.
North or south?
I don't know.
That matters.
That makes
it really
huge
matters.
I guess we
difference.
could switch
It's
it up.
gonna matter. I'm gonna have to take the North, but I'll take the uniform for
Or-
sure. I'm not gonna smell bad, dude.
Like you did smell great. Hooman walked in, smelled
appreciate- guys.
amazing.
Guys, brought to you by Coca-Cola.
It was that Coca-Cola perfume.
Yeah,
it just
dude.
came out.
It just came out.
Bad. Guys over here like, nope, Confederate flag. That's what you have to do.
I was like, I guess you can
Believe it
change
or
up
not,
if
still
you
no.
want. Or bad perfume. Mariah says like, what is it, fart? I don't know if that's a perfume, but
Well, okay, but this is just bad perfume. Who gives a fuck? I'd rather smell like bad perfume instead of having
You could like. I feel like you could rock like. the
Dude, I
uniform.
smell like
'Cause he
God
doesn't say you have to. You
24/7.
could like cut the sleeves.
That's what I
like
mean.
you could do cool stuff with the uniform.
Confederate? Okay.
you're,
Not Confederate. I mean, North is cool too, but the blue kind of goes nice. Whatever. Yeah. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be Confederate. That's crazy,
what
She's like trying to get me.
I like
They're
this
trying to get me
hazard.
on the show, man.
I
This
was
is-
just gonna
This
say.
is wild.
Is it just rocking the General
All right.
Lee?
Next question. Favorite dictator.
That's our next segment.
Sorry, I guess my point with the perfume
It's
is
like you're like I smell like farts.
oh, fuck you. I was gonna say though, like, what is bad perfume? Like J'adore Dior? Like some people don't think that smells very
I
nice.
mean,
like
you're saying is it subjective? I think
Yes!
it's fart. I think the question is implying fart.
It's pretty much implying fart.
Right? Like it's not implying like is it like oh I don't
fart?
like Chloe like that's not.
is
It's
It's not like a
just
low
fart.
price perfume.
Yeah. It's
oh,
just
that
fart.
would be bad. I
Fart
thought like
sauce.
basic.
Like
Okay,
bad
fine.
perfume. Like it's not good.
Like you're choking. It's bringing
Yeah, it's
tears.
really bad.
Okay, but
Like think Sex Panther from.
oh
Anchorman.
shit. Okay, fine. I guess.
No.
Oh no! You
Fine.
can take your bad perfume and
And I'll
can
be
dress
in
as a
my
Civil
I'm just
War.
thinking like
half
there could be
Civil
ways to
War.
like mask. I don't know. Like
You can spray it all you want, but it will still smell like bad perfume.
I know, but can I spray
Yeah.
other things on top
Yeah,
of it?
it will just be overcome with bad perfume.
there's this magic in the world that and all
It's-
the other
oh,
scents
well,
don't
it's also
work.
the magic of
There's
you
no
can only
world.
dress as a
There's
Civil
just
War
no world.
soldier.
There's no
so.
world where that's
I guess you could have you could have a bustling Instagram as a Civil War.
You could make that a business
recreator.
venture.
Wow. That's exactly what I've wanted to do. So this is perfect.
And then Mariah,
It's
you can just
link
go
in bio.
around
If
smelling
you guys
like
want to learn how
us.
to be a Civil War soldier, follow me for
You know,
more tips.
it's okay. I'm already married. I'm not out there on the market.
So you can wear the outfit.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can cool
that
with it.
too. I guess.
Whatever.
Really.
Doesn't matter either way.
Everything goes downhill once you're married, anyways.
What did you guys think of your Bing Bongs from Annex Ale Project?
Bing Bong's fire. I'm almost done it.
I finished mine. I give it a 10 out of 10.
It was delicious. I
Oh
like
yeah,
the
easy
tartness.
9.
Yeah,
Hard
10 out
9.
of 10.
I don't give 10s ever.
Okay, good.
Because you got to leave room
Room
for
for-
Bing Bong too. But Bing Bong's delicious.
All right, well, Hooman, you have the camera here. You just chug the rest of your drink. Now's your chance to look at the camera and promote whatever you want before we say goodbye.
Guys, come down to 17th Ave. Try a latte flight. Order it when I'm not there so I don't have to make it, but I'll make it for you. I'll make it for you. Come on the weekend. Say hi to your boy. Meet me in person. Most importantly, this is pretty important. Go to Hodaie.ca. It's HODAIE, okay, .ca. Easy. Go down to the bottom, fill out a form. come to our office. We'll pay for lunch, and let's talk. You have an idea, come talk to us. You don't even have to talk to me. We have a big team. Everybody will have a chat. See if your idea can come to life. And if it can't, keep going then.
Well,
easy.
Now I know how I'm getting free lunch later this
Easy
week.
peasy. Yeah. Ty comes in. He's like, I got a curling business.
Yeah. I'll tell you about my show, Fear Pong.
We have no ideas.
Yeah,
Even.
yeah.
Well, you have been excellent.
Thank you.
Congrats, my friend, on all your success.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited to watch this podcast and even this episode in 3 years from now to see what you have been doing, because I know it's going to age well. So you're incredible.
Thank you.
for coming
Thanks
on.
so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
Powered by Adult Source. Goodies for grown-ups. 100% Canadian owned.
Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and have the new episode of After Hours with Mariah and Ty downloaded weekly to whatever device you use.
What's that smell? It smells like fire.
Oh, shut up.